Good morning, everybody. So, I'm hitting my elliptical machine in my kitchen, little breakfast nook. Gotta keep up the exercise since I'm social distancing like millions of you, and concerned, of course, about my health and keeping fit and eating well while we're confined to our quarters. I'm also concerned about the craziness of this pre- and post-corona moment. New York Times today has an article that there's actually an AC and a BC, before corona and after corona. And really, are we seeing a bizarre tribal divide, more bizarre than just a partisan divide, in which we're going to be sharing national resources based on whether you're a blue county or a red county, or a blue state and a red state? Is that the kind of America that we are living in? I thought the American Revolution was about getting rid of rule by the whimsy of a king. And the point of reason and fairness. And it is sickening to me to think that we have a conversation in this country led primarily by conservatives, that maybe our seniors are expendable in the interest of the economy. And maybe the most vulnerable of us, those who have underlying medical conditions, should just die so that the economy can move forward. Does that sicken you? Well, it certainly sickens me. I'm working off a lot of that steam before my show this morning, Morning Matcha with Maxim. I'm the managing director of the Andrew Goodman Foundation, and we are here to make democracy work. We are particularly interested in ensuring that the youth get out and vote, that youth are counted in the census, and youth of color that are canaries in the coal mine of this are counted in the census, are registered to vote. Do remove barriers that are deliberately being set up to suppress their vote, and of course, that they get out and vote. I hope you are too, because we can safeguard our health while we safeguard our democracy. You know, we have a lot of voices talking about how we need to ensure that we save our economy. We have a lot of people, not enough, certainly not in the leadership of this country, concerned about our health. And when I say our health, I mean the health of our grandparents and great-grandparents and friends, our friends who have heart disease, our friends who have asthma, our friends who have kidney problems, our friends who have immunosuppressing issues, diabetes. I love them all. So should you. They're not expendable. They're not expendable. And I'm concerned about our youth. And when we hear people talking about it's okay to let them die so that we can go back to work on Easter, we should be sick to our stomach. Sick to our stomach. And when we think that national health policy is determined by your political affiliation, and that you're going to be punishing perhaps blue states or counties that voted blue vis-a-vis counties that voted red, what kind of America is that? Really, what kind of America is that? We need to safeguard our health and safeguard our democracy, and both are under attack. And we are seeing voter suppression rise. We've seen this rise since 2013, when the Supreme Court gutted the Voting Rights Act, and we're seeing it rise again with the undercover of the response to COVID-19. And we need to watch this, because what we're seeing, this travesty of a healthcare policy that may be punishing people who are progressive, will be reflected in how they deal with the future of our elections. Do you really doubt that? If they're willing to risk the lives of New Yorkers and Californians and folks in Washington, D.C., you don't think they're willing to punish them for the way that they vote? In a democracy, The right to vote is not partisan. It never has been. Yes, we've had a racist culture that denied African Americans to vote. And yes, we've had a sexist culture where women didn't get the vote either until the 19th Amendment. And for the most part, blacks couldn't even access the ballot box until after the Civil Rights Movement, which was like 50 years ago. So we've had a cancer in this country related to a fair democracy and a fair and safe election. And that crisis exists today and is accelerating. So I'm asking you to join me in this conversation. Convince me that we can be optimistic. You know, I am, and my optimism lies with young people. Lies with all those students at the Margaret Stone Douglas High School who showed us what leadership should look like on gun control. I'm inspired by all the young leaders of the Civil Rights Movement. You know, don't forget, John Lewis was 23. Julian Bond was a teenager at Morehouse. Martin Luther King was in his 20s. That's leadership. We need to ensure that we're not suppressing the youth vote by this. You know, with millions of young people, millions, forcibly removed from their campuses for their safety. Many of them are now homeless. I'm concerned because, you know, when I was in college, I'm an immigrant to this country. I entered college the year after I came to the United States. My home was my university campus. My healthcare was provided by the university. But that also means that I had no place to go during spring break and winter break and in the summer. And when I left university for those breaks, I didn't have healthcare because it was dependent on the university. There are thousands, if not tens of thousands, like me today. And where do they go? Where have they gone? And are they covered in this healthcare crisis? And for all those students like me, who depended on work study for their income, those jobs have evaporated because they're not working in the social science library like I did. They're not working in the dining hall as I did. They're not working, cleaning as I did. And so what's happened to work study money? Is that continuing? Question mark. Real big question mark. And let's think about what the richest of our institutions have done. Harvard makes me want to puke. Harvard is the world's wealthiest academic institution with tens of billions of dollars in its endowment. And yesterday, I learned that they laid off the most vulnerable workers. The most vulnerable workers. The cleaners. The dining hall staff. This is the richest institution in the entire academic world. And they laid off the most vulnerable. And I ask all of my friends out there, and all of you, who've always said, it's so unfair when we're talking about universal health care. Because people have wonderful health care provided by their employers, and they don't want to lose it. Well, let me ask you now. With projected unemployment that will exceed 20% of our country's population, and with over 3 million people filing for unemployment, we heard that yesterday, all those people are losing their employer-based health care that you all said you loved. So that's going to be in the midst of a pandemic, where all of our lives are at risk, the lives of our grandparents, the lives of people with diabetes, the lives of children with asthma, all of our friends who have immunocompromised situations, they won't have health care. Is that not medieval crap? Right? We will now have 20% of the existing population without health care because they're not employed and they don't get employer-based health care. How is that working for you? Really, how is that working for you? How possibly can an advanced nation think that an employer-based healthcare system is the way that an advanced society should operate? That when you lose your job, hey, you just lose your healthcare. Tough luck. in a pandemic. So this is an opportunity, I think, for us to revisit these fundamental questions of fairness and equality. Our lives are at risk. Our lives are at risk. And it seems that risk increases if you just happen to have leaned progressive. That's crazy. We're punishing counties, we're punishing districts, we're punishing states that lean progressive. That's what it seems is happening. That's not acceptable. So let's revisit these questions. We can safeguard our health. We can also safeguard our democracy. They're both threatened at this moment. Not just the economy, not just American Airlines, not just Delta, not just the cruise lines. The cruise lines! I won't even get there. Not just the hotels, our very lives and our very democracy. We need to hear more about that. And this morning at 8:15 Eastern Time on Morning Matcha with Maxim. Morning Matcha with Maxim. We're going to be discussing these issues because we need to be vigilant. If people are willing to sacrifice our grandparents, my grandmother who lives in Texas, if people are willing to sacrifice all of my friends who have diabetes and who have immunocompromised health issues, they're more than willing to sacrifice our vote. So join me this morning and let's talk. Let's be a community. We can't reach out and hug each other, but we can certainly do this. And let's try to be healthy. We will need all our energy and all our strength in this battle for the soul of America. We can safeguard our health and safeguard our democracy. So see you shortly. I have to eventually finish this and go and shower. Bye. See you soon. Morning Matcha. Morning Matcha with Maxim at 8:15 a.m. every day, including weekends, on Zoom. I'm going to live stream it today. Take care. Bye-bye.